Hey everybody, it's Dr. Detroit here. The doctor is in, and this time I remember to turn my microphone on. And yes, everybody, it's finally here. The playoffs. You know, it just seems like that last year we started this season and, took a bunch of breaks and everything like that. And now it's finally come down to this, the final 8 races to determine who's going to be the champion. So, if you guys remember from our last episode, we ended up winning the truck race over Johnny Sauter, and look at all of these drivers that finished up here in the top 10. I mean, this was just crazy. Especially with the fact that some of them came from the very back. In fact, we don't have any regulars until you get all the way back here to people like Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen, Matt Crafton, Ben Rhodes. All these guys are like way back here, including Sheldon Creed. But with that victory, it essentially locked us up the regular season championship winners. And now we have our 10 drivers for the chase. They are us, Johnny Sauter, Ross Chastain, Stuart Friesen, Matt Crafton, Jesse Little, Austin Hill, Grant Enfinger, Todd Gilliland, and Sheldon Creed. So here's how we were all set up. Everybody's point tallies were reset to 2,000. And then whatever playoff points that we got were added to our total. And based on the amount of wins that we had, which of course we had the most with 9 victories, then you can see where everybody else was stationed, they got some playoff points to play with. So we have a 66-point lead ahead of the transfer spot. Now here's how the championship works. We are in what is known as the round of 10. So it starts off with just these 10 drivers. So we go over here to Gateway, and then we head to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for a road course race. After we're done with that, the field of 10 gets reduced to 8. Then it'll be off to Bristol and Las Vegas. After that, the field gets trimmed again to 6. Then we go to Talladega and Martinsville, and then it gets trimmed again to 4, which will take us to Phoenix for the Lucas Oil 150. Now, because we have such a big points lead in the playoff standings, we can afford to have a bad race at Gateway. But after that, we're going to have to be really good. And so our first race of 2, of course you'll see 1 race now and then 1 race later, is going to be over here at Gateway. So we're back at Gateway again. And if you remember when we were at Gateway just a couple of videos ago, we actually finished 2nd behind Austin Hill, which was great. Whoops. Hit the wrong button. So this time we're going to see if we can win. I know that our Gateway car is not the best, but we'll see what we can do with this race especially. And of course you can see we have our Exalta paint scheme back with a little something new there. Now it's a little bit more white than there is red. So let me go qualify the car or truck, and we'll get this playoff race started. Alrighty, so we're going to start in the 18th spot. We qualified 20th, but then we moved up into 18th. The truck was actually a little bit better because we did make a few adjustments to it between the time we raced at Gateway a couple videos ago to now. And so this is going to be a lot of fun. It's an 80-lap race again, and I have a good feeling about this track. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go, but we just need to finish ahead of everybody else, and we just need to see if we can win, because if we win, we're into the next round automatically. So let's get started. So let's see who's going to the back here to see if anybody's big. Oh, Jesse Little's gone to the backup car. Grant Enfinger is the pole winner. And Jordan Anderson had to replace a transmission. He didn't make it into the playoffs. Alright everyone, here we go. Beautiful looking car. 80 laps make up the running. Let's see what we can do.
Red.
Pace car is in, and we're underway at Gateway. You can see there's something new in our little tracker up there, in our little ticker at the top of the screen. The drivers' names that have a blue brick next to them. See that blue dot? Or blue square? That means they are a playoff driver. Any other driver that does not have that next to their name are not playoff drivers. Continue our way through here. There's Tanner Gray in front of us, who had a great run at Talladega. And meanwhile, leading the race is Grant Enfinger. We have 16 laps to go in stage number 1.
Careful, still there.
Ooh, everybody's going to get a little wingo-longo here. Now we go 3 wide with Spencer Boyd and John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek, I'm actually kind of surprised didn't really make the playoffs at all. I thought he would be good, but he had some very nasty races over these last couple of weeks. Get around Austin Wayne Self, who looked promising. He did get a stage win, but unfortunately that didn't really help. Here comes Spencer Boyd back underneath us, trying to take away the 15th spot. We have 15 laps to go. But not for long, because we do have a car that runs pretty good on the high side.
Hold your line, got one inside.
As soon as I say that, Spencer Boyd takes us, and so does Brett Moffitt. Now, of course, Brett Moffitt unfortunately did not get into the playoffs. He probably would have had he won Michigan, but he intimidated him a little bit out of the way. So right now we're hanging here in the 16th position. Just kind of biding our time a little bit. We got 14 laps to go.
Stay on the bottom.
Ooh, baby. Don't want to get too tangled up here, because I know that was gonna end badly. Taking it nice and easy through here. And you can see this is the bigger portion of the track. But we're also going to need the tires to get a little bit more worn in, especially here at Gateway. We come back around to the stripe, and there will be exactly 13 laps to go in the stage. Our truck is starting to get a little better, because our truck is a ouch. No, it's not an ouch. It's that our truck is getting better, but these guys the AI are just not wanting to do anything. I mean, look at this. Some of the field we're already, like, far in the back. Let's see if we can go up high here, see if we can't make another lane happen. Try and get around Spencer Boyd, but not quite. But that's going to give John Hunter Nemechek a little look to the inside, and he will pass us. 12 to go in this stage. See if we can go back underneath, and we'll take John Hunter Nemechek. Had to really get out of the gas there to get to Spencer Boyd. The first stages are always the worst because you're trying to feel out the truck and just see how you're doing with everything. And right now, this truck is doing a lot better than doing the first race. That's for sure. We gotta also keep an eye out because Jesse Little is somewhere back there. He was one of the cars that sadly crashed in qualifying, so he might be the first guy out of the playoffs. We gotta be careful with that. Now remember, we do have some padding here with the playoff points. Because we have 70 playoff points, we're 66 above the cut line. So pretty much we could advance within the first stage to the next round if we get here. Right now, we're just having a hard time trying to get around these trucks because everybody just wants to hang near the bottom. And nobody wants to give away a position as we now make the pass on Spencer Boyd. But now, here we go into turn 1 and 2. Tanner Gray will be a play interference. We're now stuck on the outside.
Still there?
Not quite there. But we did get past Spencer Boyd for 15th position. Hey, look at that. Me and Tanner Gray have the same paint scheme almost.
You're all clear up top there.
Interesting. Only that he has more blue than I do. Meanwhile, Grant Enfinger has got a huge lead up ahead, so he's probably going to win this stage. And so far, no trucks out of the race. We got 9 to go. Now we're catching up to another playoff truck. That'd be Sheldon Creed, who's back here in the 12th position. He's somebody that needs to have a good run. He needs to have a good finish because, boy, oh boy, he is like right there on the cutoff line. So hopefully he has a good finish and then he can advance, but we shall see. There's Zane Smith, who started second and is all the way back here in the 13th position. Continuing around here, we have 8 laps to go now. Whoa, had to be really careful there. You can even see right there that they even say who's in the round of 10 and who's where, so that's pretty cool. Trying to see if we can get Zane Smith here on the outside. We got a little bit of a draft from Sheldon Creed. We will go high. Maybe a little too high, but can we hold him? It's going to be close. Nope, a little too high, so we didn't get Sheldon Creed there, but I did hit the wall because they'll come out to bite you if you're not careful. 7 laps to go now.
Still there.
Oh, come on, baby. We're getting closer to playoff points here, but I don't think we're going to get them here in this first stage. I mean, unless we can make something happen. Zane Smith is now below us. We're going to go down below. We will get Sheldon Creed. I slipped up the track a little bit, but we will get Sheldon Creed for 12th. Excuse me. Up ahead is Ross Chastain. So we're almost in the top 10. We have 6 laps to go, and we still have, I mean, that's still plenty of time to get some playoff points. So let's see if we can at least get up there and try to get past Ross Chastain so we can get a single playoff point, because those playoff points will accumulate the more that we finish in the top 10 in these stages. As now, Ross Chastain will fall out of the top 10, so that might actually play in our hands a little bit. See him kind of fall out there, that's going to be a bit of a pain. We now have 5 laps to go. And remember, Ross Chastain is a very quick truck. If you get him into the final 4 for Phoenix, he's going to be very tricky to beat, I think. Going to the bottom here, see if we can make the move on Ross Chastain, and we do. That's for 11th. See if we can get Brett Moffitt here. Up ahead is Riley Herbst, who is also not a playoff driver. So we have 2 non-playoff drivers in front of us. We call them spoilers. Coming to the line, we got 4 laps to go in stage number 1.
Stay low, stay low.
And welcome to the top 10. And so now we are in the top 10, so we're going to score some stage points. But the question is, how many do we get? I'm going to go ahead and make it 3 wide. I think we can do it. We're going to go 3 wide here with the KBM trucks and fall into our hands. So that was a double overtake at Gateway. That's how you get yourself a double cheeseburger, baby. Now that's probably as high as we're going to get to in this first stage. As you can see, there's a big 4.5 second gap between us and Todd Gilliland. So no chance in us getting anywhere close unless a caution does come out. But look at this, we're already here on the back chute, and if you can see, Grant Enfinger's about to put another lap on the board. So we're already a half straightaway behind Grant Enfinger. But we're coming to the end of the stage, so it shouldn't harm us too much. Anyway, coming to the line, it's 2 laps to go in this stage, so we're going to get some stage points. Looks most likely we're going to... Oh, there we go! Must have been a caution or something. So we get 3 stage points. Grant Enfinger got 10, and Stuart Friesen's up there too. Ouch. I didn't really take into account him, but we don't have to worry about him right now. Too early to pit, so we'll advance to the restart. Now we'll see what we can do. We're up here with a bunch of other drivers.
Are you ready now?
But here we go, stage 2 is underway.
One down low now.
This is a 17-lap stage. And by the way, too, you guys hear the clicks of me shifting. You're going to be hearing that a lot when we go to the next race, which is going to be at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, because it's a road course. Look at us battling here with Todd Gilliland and Johnny Sauter. Look at all these playoff drivers up here. There's Matt Crafton. Don't tap him. We get a little tap from Johnny Sauter. Put us up into the 4th position. Here's Stuart Friesen, who was one of our biggest rivals in the regular season championship. But we did get him, which was really good. See if we can get him here for a good position. Yes, we get him.
Clear high, bud.
So now that puts Stuart Friesen back there with Johnny Sauter. And now we just have Austin Hill and Grant Enfinger to contend with. Be really careful here. Let's see if we can put some distance on these guys. Because despite the fact that we have enough playoff points, we want to make sure that we're fine. Because if we have a problem at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, I'm not sure what the points standings are going to look like. As we now make a bonsai run on Austin Hill. He won the earlier Gateway race a couple of days ago. So now we have Grant Enfinger leading. We give him a little push here. Just give him a little tap to say, hey, here we are. But also I'm saving my truck a little bit. But it's not going to be the same way like we did in the first race, because we are going to have to push a little bit harder. And I see one truck is out of the race, as now we make a bonsai run on Grant Enfinger, so put us in the race lead. Or wait a minute, here comes Grant Enfinger down the bottom again. But this is going to be a good drag race, but I think he's using momentum. So we're gonna take the truck lead here. Be nice and easy through the corner. So now we have taken the race lead here at Gateway. This was something that we couldn't really do when we were here in the first time we went to Gateway. In fact, Austin Hill was so good at this race that we had a very hard time trying to pass him. I go into the corner really tight. It's never a good thing. So currently we lead Grant Enfinger 2nd, Austin Hill is 3rd, Stuart Friesen 4th, and Johnny Sauter is rounding out the top 5. I don't know if we're going to catch any lap trucks here, especially with the way the cautions and stuff are flying. God, way up high there. Because I think I just took it in a little too deep. 11 laps to go in this stage. And look at how far I have to take this car out of the gas. Everybody else too. But I think at this point, you know, we've now gained some stage points in that first stage. We gained about 3 of them. As long as we hold up here, this will mean 13 stage points together for all of us, which is actually pretty good.
Last 10 laps, you gotta focus.
10 laps to go in stage number 2. Now, when we do come to pit road, I am going to loosen the truck up a little bit more. But I'm starting to get a rhythm here. We're starting to put some distance on Grant Enfinger. We have about a 1.7 second lead ahead of him. So we're actually doing better in this race than we did in the previous race. Which if you haven't seen what we did in the last one, you can always go back to the channel and you'll find the last Gateway race that we did. 9 to go this time by. Ooh, had to really get out of the gas there. But if you notice, we're not losing too much ground. Like, we lose a little bit of ground here in the backstretch. When we go into turn 3 and 4, which is over here, watch the intervals a little bit. See how we kind of gain those 0.2 back? Now we're gaining about 0.3 on Grant Enfinger. We're starting to get a little rhythm here. With now 8 laps to go here at Gateway. And you know what, too? Gateway has a rollable track, which I've been testing over at R Factor 2. Because at some point, I'll bring some R Factor 2 races in. Especially with the fact that once the Truck Series season is done, we're probably not going to do another full season, at least right away. Because, you know what, we need to get some other content, too. We got 7 laps to go now in this stage. And so far, I found a good rhythm here. The truck is getting a little bit tighter, but we're finding something here that is really helping this truck, which is really good news. And especially it's going to help us here in the playoffs. Now, something else to keep in mind, too, is that take a look at that top 5. Stuart Friesen, I think, is going to be a huge factor, especially when we get to the short tracks. Next week, or the next race when we go to Canada, that is going to be an interesting one because we haven't ever hit a road course in this season. It's all been ovals, but this will be the very first road course race that we come to. And I did a lot of testing because at Mosport, I'm not too good at. In fact, I did a lot of testing actually in a stock car on R Factor 2. Going to the line with 5 laps to go. Well, went into the corner and hit the wall a little bit. I'll have to get the damage fixed for this. I think what happened was that I just dove it in a little too deep. Four laps to go in this stage, and we're going to start lapping some trucks, and look who's all the way back here. Jesse Little. Man, I really thought he would be a factor in this race, especially after that Cinderella win he got at Las Vegas. Which that was insane. That was an insane victory for sure. But unfortunately, he's all the way back here. Anyway, we're coming to the line now, and we'll be coming to 3 laps to go now. Here's Jesse Little way back here. He's battling Jason White to stay the first truck on the lead lap. Oh, look at this. Yep, so there he goes, 1 lap down. So now, if we don't lap any other trucks, he will get the free pass once we finish stage 2. We now have almost a 6-second lead ahead of Grant Enfinger. There's Jennifer Jo Cobb up ahead of us. So she might end up going a lap down too, but also some of these trucks can take the wave around. So 2 to go in this stage. Low past Jennifer Jo Cobb. Now there's Josh Rayum ahead of us. Make short work of him. Nice and easy through the corner. Now up ahead is Tyler Ankrum and Angela Ruck, who were really good at Talladega. Coming to the white flag for stage number 2. This truck has definitely come into its own, and we found a good rhythm with this. This might come in handy when we get closer to the end of the race. Let's see.
All clear.
You can see we have a 7.5, close to a 7.5 second lead ahead of Grant Enfinger, which is totally cool. So we're coming out of turn 3 and 4, and this is going to be huge for us when it comes to playoff points. There's Natalie Decker ahead of us, but we're not going to get to her in time, I don't think. The green and white checkers are out, and we will take home the stage 2 victory at the Gateway.
You took that stage. Good job.
Beautiful. So here's the drivers who finished in the top 10, who get some stage points. Now it says 0 because the rest of the field has not yet come across the line yet, because we had a big lead on them. Like a huge lead. But now we will definitely have to come to pit road. There we go. Okay, there's who got stage points. Now, who's the truck that's out of the race? That's what I want to know. It is Ty Majewski. God, that's bad. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a little bit of wedge out. Let's take about a half a turn out and see what happens. And the right rear, let's go ahead and give it a little extra tire pressure so we can lean on a little bit. But there we go, let's see where this is going to put us. All the way down in 6th because we did repair some damage that was on the right side of the car.
We're going green.
But that's okay, because the final stage is green. These are the final 43 laps of the race, so this should be really good. Now, screaming to turn 1 and 2. Austin Hill currently has the lead.
Got one peeking inside.
Now we're going to start to lose some positions here due to the fact that our truck just does not like new tires. But who knows? Let's see what we can do with this truck.
On the bottom.
There goes Todd Gilliland to the high side. He will make the position on us. So now we're going to see how many more positions we end up losing here as we get the tires warmed in.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Oh boy. Here comes Ross Chastain to the inside with a huge bit of steam. So that puts us back here in the 9th position.
Still there?
Well, like I said, this truck does come to us later on. Now, at the next race, when we go to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, it's going to be interesting to see how well we do there, because I have a good feeling that we can qualify and race there pretty well, because, like I mentioned before, we did have some practice there, so hopefully we'll be fine. And of course, with this being the final stage here at Gateway, the laps will tip away kind of quickly, as now Austin Hill is
Car on the outside now.
You know, why do I feel like that this is like a repeat of the race we did here earlier?
Got a car high now. All right, you're clear.
Which is actually the same thing, where Austin Hill was the leader.
The race is half over.
So we're at the halfway point now, 40 laps to go. Let's see if we can make these 40 laps count and see if we can't get ahead of these guys. Currently our tires are still fairly new. And we got about a 4.5 second deficit to catch up with the leader, so we'll just have to keep on trucking here, no pun intended. Well, yeah, I should point out too that I did mention that the convoys for the ITC were supposed to be on Saturday nights. Well, they have been, but there's not been very many people, and so when you don't have that many good, when you don't have that many people on board, sometimes funny things don't usually happen. So once we get a bigger convoy, then they will start to return on Saturday nights. So just keep an eye out for those. Just, you know, make sure you hit the bell to find out when stuff like that comes out. Now have 38 laps to go. We're starting to make a few little gains here on Ross Chastain, but you can see that all the trucks are starting to spread out a little bit. It kind of seems like that this particular track, everybody just starts to spread out. And no, I don't think we're going to take this truck to Martinsville, and in fact I think this Gateway truck is probably not going to race another race in these playoffs. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Ooh, don't hit the wall, buddy. 37 laps to go. So anyway, we're stuck back here in 9th, but the truck is slowly coming to me a little bit, as now Stuart Friesen is leading the way. Oh boy. We want to be really careful with him, because if he wins, then I'm sure he's going to go on a tangent, so we don't want to do that. It'll take us a few more laps for this truck to come in, and then we can start making some big moves here, as we got 36 laps to go. You can See, we're now starting to close the gap on Ross Chastain, because I think this is about the time when our truck will start to close the gaps. Let's see what we can do here with Chastain as we make our way to the high side. Try to get him, not quite. Ooh, I hit the little thingy there. That did shoot my truck up a little bit. Coming to the line, we now have 35 laps to go. Alright, now we just gotta get around Ross Chastain. We muscle him up a little bit because, you know, it's go time. I gotta get going. In fact, right now, we have a 7.5 second deficit that we've got to catch up with.
Still there?
We're gonna see what we can do here. Nice and easy through there. There we go. Now, as we're up here in the 8th position, we now got to really start to reel in these guys, because we got 33 to go, and we have a 3.5 second deficit that we need to catch up with. Now, we could see if a caution comes out. Right now, I don't see a caution coming out, and we could use the lap trucks to our advantage. But I'll tell you what, it seems like everybody is a bit more competitive now than they were back in the first race we did. So that's interesting. It means that these playoffs are going to be very intense. Just kind of concentrating a little bit to let you guys hear the symphony of sounds when we're racing, because, you know, it almost seems a bit mundane when you're racing here, but here's the thing though. You are literally focused on the track itself, so you can see like what's coming ahead of you. Anyway, we now have an 8-second deficit we gotta keep up with. Because now, Stuart Friesen and the other trucks, we're definitely not as quick as we were in Stage 2, so this might not be a good finish for us. But remember, we do have the playoff points to fall back on, in case we have some other problems. But here's the other thing, too. Should Stuart Friesen win, he and I will probably be tied. Because if he gets a win and I win at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, then we will be both at the top of the heat. But I know it goes off of playoff points. So even if we don't have enough playoff points to stay at the very top, the points won't matter when we get to the Final Four, because it will be whoever finishes ahead of the other driver. $29 laps to go. See if we can't catch Todd Gilliland here. He's currently in the round of 10. Looks like Stuart Friesen is starting to catch some lap traffic, so the lap traffic might play into our hands. Because, you can see we're exiting turn 4 right now, and Friesen's only halfway down the front stretch before going to turn 1. Look at the gap we have to Ross Chastain. Chastain has just not been very good on these late race runs. I mean, he was for a couple of events, but then not so much. Catching up very quickly here to Todd Gilliland. We're going to try and go up high here. Can't really get it done, but we can get him down here on the bottom. Because we now have a great run on Todd Gilliland. Going to take it down the inside.
Still there?
Make a good pass on him with 27 laps to go. I do see Ben Rhodes
All right, you're
up
clear.
here, who is now up here in the 6th position. Behind Ben Rhodes, and we'll make the pass going into turn 1.
Clear high.
There we go. Now we're up in the 6th position, and now we're going to have to deal with the lap traffic. And we are going to need a caution probably, but you know we only had the one caution, and I think that was for Ty Majeski's issues. But these lap cars might give us a problem as Grant Enfinger now takes the race lead. It'll be a little bit better to be in the front than Stuart Friesen. I'm actually kind of glad that Grant Enfinger is currently leading right now. We got 25 laps to go, plenty of time to still catch up. See the next truck in front of me is Johnny Sauter. That's Mike Harmon ahead of us. He is just back here. He's back here in the 29th position. So we'll make short work of him as we go into turn 3 and 4. He gives us the
Stay low,
room.
stay low.
Oh man, look at that. Look at that gaggle of trucks up ahead. That's a cluster truck right there. Coming to the line, we have 24 laps to go. So let's see if we can keep this going. Look at that. That's everybody. That's everybody right there. They're all blocked off because of all these lap trucks. Oh, this is going to be good.
Careful.
Let's see what we can do here. We're going to need to be really careful in case there's an accident, so we got to be... Oops.
Stay high up here.
Can't really be doing that. Let's see if we can't make a few moves coming here. We're going to make the move on Austin Hill. We're going to go down to the inside. Look at them.
Careful.
They are all being held up by those two, Jason White and
Clear high, bud. You got
Jesse
room.
Little.
You're clear.
Wow. All right. So now, while they're being held, while they're being held up, I hit the wall. It's not good.
Car there on the outside.
Here comes Austin Hill by me. Or
You got
not.
room. You're clear. Got one down low
But
now.
I did hit the wall a little bit, so I gotta be really careful. But now we need to catch up to Grant Enfinger. He's got a 5.5 second lead. So right now, the two Forceport trucks are ahead of us. Tires seem to be okay. But let's see what we can do. We gotta track down Jennifer Jo Cobb. What are you doing in front of me? Jeez, she came right down and went in front of us.
Top 3, use it as
What the
needed.
hell, man? Ooh, truck is getting way too tight. The truck got way too tight. We may have damaged something on the right-hand side, which is not going to be great. 21 laps to go. Oh man, the truck is definitely tightening up. You can see that we have a little bit of damage on the front nose. In fact, you can even see it with the sheet metal too. Well, we got to catch up to a 5-second deficit here, but let's see if we can get back into that rhythm that we were doing. Matt Crafton is now stuck behind the lap trucks, trying to get underneath him.
Still there.
So we're going to pin him up against Josh Rayoum. 20 laps to go. Angela Ruck better give us some space. She certainly does.
You're clear.
And now we're going to be chasing down Grant Enfinger. We got 4.5 seconds to do it in. Or 4.5 seconds to deficit. And we have 20 laps to go now. So I think we should be good to get up there and challenge him for the race lead.
Towers called a caution.
Well, we don't really have to challenge him now because a caution came out. And it looks like it's something to do with Brett Moffitt. Alright then. We're gonna go. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be an 18-lap dash to decide it all. Alright, here we go. We're starting on the outside of Grant Enfinger. He's got a pretty good truck.
Keep your head on straight.
Should be an 18-lap dash. Green flag is back out. No, it's a 16-lap dash, and we get a great launch ahead of Grant Enfinger, which is great news. And now we have the race lead here at Gateway. Look at that, he did not even get a good start. But we can't get too cocky here. We gotta be really careful because our truck has had a chance to kind of cool down a little bit. So let's see what we can do. Also, remember when we loosened up the truck a little bit, and we also added that little bit of right rear pressure? That's going to help us big time. So we're already to a 1.2 second lead. In fact, the lead is starting to grow a little bit, because I'm starting to think that, wow, we hit the wall and it took us way down to the apron. Because now Grant Enfinger is starting to close back in again. We are now having a problem up here as we're slipping up the track, and I see Grant Enfinger getting bigger in our rearview mirror. Then we can take care of our tires a little bit and get back into a little rhythm. Had to really get out of the gas there. Right now you can see that we lead Grant Enfinger second, Stuart Friesen third, Mk2 fourth, and fifth is Austin Hill. From the sound of it, it sounds like Jesse Little and Sheldon Creed might be the two trucks that are going to be on the outside looking in. Especially with everything that's going on with this race. Now we can get up to a 1.5 second lead again at a Grant Enfinger. 13 laps to go. Nice and easy through the corner, a little bit of gas. See, now we found ourselves a nice little groove to get through.
Caution's out. Wave them
And another caution! Oh, who is it for? I don't know who the caution is for, but somebody must have had an issue. But we're not going to pit. This is going to be a 9-lap dash, I bet. Here we go. The pace car is in.
Drive safe, be smart.
Let's see if this will be the final restart. Here we go. Green flag.
Green's out. Let's go. 10 to go.
This will be a 10-lap dash to the finish. Boy, it's just like real life.
Inside.
But now look at Grant Enfinger there. Tried to get a move, but just couldn't do it because we have a little bit better truck at the moment. But remember, it does take about, when the truck is in this state, it does take about 3 laps to get going. It takes about 3 laps to get the full song. And I can feel the rear end kicking out a little bit, but we do have that right rear tire, kind of. Ooh, that right rear is showing some wear. So we may have to change our line a little bit, but not too much. We don't want to screw this up. So, yeah, this truck is getting looser, but it might come into play. And it looks like another truck seems to have fallen out of the race, so I think that's who caused the caution. But I'm kind of curious to see who it is, but it's not anybody here in the top 5, I don't think. I mean, I don't want to say that that's a championship contender that went out of the race. So we'll have to see who it is. As now, the top 5 is being spoiled by Brett Moffitt, who has worked his way up to 5th, now to 4th. Jeez. He's definitely got a good truck. I think if he was in the playoffs, he would give us a good run for our money. Because now he's up to 3rd. Holy cow! Brett Moffitt up to 3rd. He's got a little something. Now he's up in the 2nd. Oh boy, he's starting to close the gap too. The gap was originally 1.7 seconds. Now he's closed it down to 1.1 seconds. Can we hold off Brett Moffitt to win? That's going to be something that will be interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa. Truck got wicked loose off of the corner. Almost thought we were going to lose control. But that may have just been enough to get Brett Moffitt right there on our rear end. There he is. I think our rear tires are really starting to go away here. Plus, we are definitely on the loose side. Starting to fight the wheel a little bit. Let's see what happens here. 6 laps to go. Boy, this is going to get really wicked here. And another caution, this time for Todd Gilliland, who may be having a problem. This is going to force us into probably a 3-lap dash, which might play into our hands. I don't know. But let's see what happens here. Oh boy, this is going to get good. We have Brett Moffitt starting on the outside, but who's going to get the better jump on the start? Here we go.
Ready.
And the green flag is back out. And this is going to be a 3-lap dash. So 3 laps to the side at all. And remember, too, our truck... Look at Brett Moffitt just suddenly shoot to the inside. And he's going to take the lead away. But that means he's going to be a spoiler. Wow. Did you guys see that? All because I got a little loose, he just took right off. Now I don't know if his car or truck is doing a lot better, but boy, that's similar to what happened here with us in Austin Hill. That is impressive. But here we go, 2 laps to go. Can we catch Brett Moffitt, and can we make the pass on him to win the race? We've caught up to the back tail section of him, but I go way too high in the corner. That might get the truck a little bit loose. We know we have a good truck, but I don't think we can pass him, because look at how far out he's getting. But we are the fastest, we are the top dog in terms of the playoff drivers. So if Brett Moffitt wins this, it's not really going to make no never mind to us. White flag, this time by, presented by Credit One Bank.
White flag, dig driver.
See if we can't make one final lunge on him to try and catch him. Or to try and see if we can pass him. I get too tight in the corner. That's going to screw us up. In fact, that just screwed us up entirely. Because once again, the truck's rear end decided to kick out. There's nothing more I can do at this point. I mean, it would have to take a spin out from Brett Moffitt to do anything, but we did kill the rear tire. So coming out of turn 4, spoiler alert, Brett Moffitt, a non-playoff driver, will win, and we will come home in second and lead all the playoff drivers.
Incredible. Another top 5.
Oh, man. That truck was really, really getting loose on me. I mean, that was fun. That was a really good race, but damn it, maybe I should have tightened the truck up a little bit more. Oh, there's our 3-wide move on the Kyle Busch Motorsports trucks. That was beautiful. Now let's see if we can see if oh yeah, there we go, 3-wide again. We were just making 3-wide moves left and right and left. Even 4-wide at one point. Then we make the pass on Stuart Friesen. Let's see if we can go a little bit further here. I think the sweet move of the race will have to go right here when we were able to make that move on Grant Enfinger. No, excuse me, Ben Rhodes. Wrong truck. And so after that, we won Stage 2, which was super impressive. But let me see if we can see if they're going to show an accident here. Like, I know this was a problem because we hit the wall. But we did rally back, but I could tell that rear end was starting to get worse and worse and worse. And then, of course, we get a little bit screwed up, unfortunately. I mean, right here, this is where we made the mistake. Because I went down in there. Look at that. Brett Moffitt just... That's insane. That was a really good bonsai run. So Brett Moffitt is the winner. Grant Enfinger and I both got stage wins, which was great. Now, which truck was the one that fell out of the race? Mike Harmon. Ah, boy. Meanwhile, in the playoff standings, as you can see, we are now locked into the next round because we did gain a bunch of stage points. You can see that we actually did get 1 playoff point from all that, but we also get some other points. But Sheldon Creed and Jesse Little are the ones that could be eliminated next round. But as you can see, this is pretty good because we can have a bad race at Canada and still come out of here as the points leader. So Grant Enfinger got the fastest lap award at a 34.50. He also led the most laps, but didn't win. He finished back in 30th. Most made-up positions award was Jordan Anderson, who finished 8th. Well done for him. Who got the tough break award? Ross Chastain is 16th. Ouch. I was wondering where the heck he went to. But that was a good race for us. We led the active playoff drivers in the race, so that gave us ample points. We didn't win every stage, and of course we didn't win the race, but that's okay. We still have a bunch of playoff points on our side, and those will continue to carry over as the next race. We're going to be going into some territory where some of the ITC crew are. So, catch us in the next video when we go to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the Chevy Silverado 250. Make sure you guys comment and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys know when I start to upload again. So, until next time, everybody, this is Dr. Detroit saying, take care.